2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's Friday the 5th of November, and it's Guy Fawkes night. And a big happy birthday to Kris Jenner, Bryan Adams, Tilda Swinton and Tamsin Outhwaite. Thursday was a hectic day for the Tory party. It started with Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng defending the amendment vote which saw Tory MP Owen Paterson duck a 30-day suspension after an investigation into misuse of office. But that was quickly followed by Jacob Rees-Mogg announcing a U-turn after an outcry and allegations of Tory sleaze following the vote to overhaul the standards watchdog.
While there is a very strong feeling on both sides of the House that there is a need for an appeals process, there is equally a strong feeling that this should not be based on a single case or applied retrospectively. I fear last night's debate conflated the individual case with the general concern. This link needs to be broken.
By the afternoon, Owen Paterson had resigned as an MP, announcing he would seek a life outside the cruel world of politics. There'll now be a by-election held in North Shropshire, a seat he's held since 1997. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer was pulling no punches.
What's happened in the last 24 hours is corrupt. In order to protect one of their own, the government and the Prime Minister voted to pull the entire independent standards process down. He's leading his troops through the sewer, and so it is a complete mess of their own making.
COP26 was focused on coal for day 5, with the UK planning to phase out coal completely by 2024. Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng addressed delegates on the new policy.
Only 9 years ago, in 2012, 40% of the UK's electricity came from coal. Today, that figure is less than 2%, and we will phase out coal completely by 2024.
COP26 President Alok Sharma had more good news on coal, as he announced there's been a 76% reduction in the number of new coal plants planned globally since the Paris Climate Agreement of 2015. And he's confident that process will continue to accelerate.
24 countries, including Canada, the United States and Denmark, have signed a UK-led joint statement committing to ending international public support for the unabated fossil fuel energy sector by the end of 2022. Instead, they will prioritise support for the clean energy transition.
There were a string of US elections this week, largely at state level and with 2 governorships up for grabs. The Republicans pulled off a victory in Virginia as Glenn Youngkin beat Democrat Terry McAuliffe despite a high-profile Democrat campaign which included Barack Obama, Biden and Kamala Harris. There was some better news for Joe and his prospects in New Jersey, however, where Governor Phil Murphy narrowly won his election to become the first Democrat governor to be re-elected in New Jersey for more than 44 years.
If you want to know what the future looks like, folks, come to New Jersey. If you want to understand where America is heading, look to New Jersey.
There were 37,269 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday, with 219 additional deaths. A new study by Imperial College London says that COVID cases were at the highest ever level in October in the UK, driven by a spike in cases in school children. It's good news then that the UK has just become the first country to approve a new antiviral pill which is intended for use by people who've had a positive COVID test and have at least one underlying condition. Health Secretary Sajid Javid says it could be a game changer.
I'm delighted to confirm that today we have become the first country in the world to approve an antiviral for COVID-19, molnupiravir. This treatment has been shown to reduce the risk of hospitalisation or death for COVID-19 patients by 50%. I am now working with my teams across government and the NHS so that we can urgently get this treatment to the most vulnerable patients as soon as possible.
Still to come on the Smart 7, The Rock speaks out on Hollywood guns, and we pay tribute to Lionel Blair, right after this.
You're listening to the Smart 7. If you're enjoying it, you might also like the Smart 7 Ireland edition. Just search and follow us on your favourite podcast platform.
3.
Thursday night means Europa League action, and Europa Conference League action if you're Spurs. There was a 3-2 win for Celtic, while Rangers drew 1-1 with Brøndby. West Ham could only manage a 2-2 draw with Genk, and Leicester also drew 1-1 with Spartak Moscow. Spurs had a dramatic start to new manager Antonio Conte's reign, grabbing 3 goals in the first 28 minutes against Dutch side Vitesse. They fought back, however, leaving the final result 3-2 in a game that had probably too much drama for the new boss.
It was a crazy game, you know. Usually, and I don't like this type of crazy game. It means that anything can happen. At the same time, I think that we should win, and we won.
The investigation into the fatal shooting of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins is still ongoing, but the event has already had an impact on Hollywood. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, announced that his production company 7 Bucks will immediately stop using real guns on set on any of their TV or film productions.
Yeah, that was a terrible scenario that happened. I've known Alec for many years. He's a buddy of mine, and my heart goes out to the families of everybody who was involved. Moving forward, on any 7 Bucks production, in television or film or otherwise, we will not use real guns ever again. We are going to be using rubber guns, and we'll take care of it in post.
The death was announced on Thursday of entertainer Lionel Blair. He was 92. He had a showbiz career that spanned 8 decades, and he was a genuine entertainer, with roles which included dancing, acting and TV presenting. He was perhaps most famous for the game show Give Us a Clue, on which he was a long-running team captain. But he also played a choreographer in the Beatles' Hard Day's Night, appeared on Celebrity Big Brother, and famously had a dance-off with Sammy Davis Jr. at the Royal Variety performance. He spoke to The One Show in 2019 about the time he took Sammy shopping in London. Rest in peace, Lionel.
He said, "Do you have to leave now?" I went, "No." He said, "Would you take me shopping?" So I said, yeah. He said, "I want to go to a place called Harrods. Down here. I want to buy presents for Kirk and Tony."
Who are Kirk and Tony?
Kirk Douglas and Tony Curtis.
Yeah. As you do.
What did he do? Give Us a Clue was very big at that time, and people were asking me for my autograph. He said, "You're obviously very well known. Yeah. Why don't we do a number together on my show?" I said, "I don't think the director will allow it." He said, "It's my show," and that's how it happened.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.